And welcome back! Last time we heard that Gordovan was attacked, so let us go check out the damage. I will be, good sir. For a second there I thought those dragon statues were mermaids with masks on them. Not now! And don't do anything, Foamy! Anyway, this doesn't look very good. This really doesn't look very good. This guy is so terribly strong and he destroyed us! Oh, and I just thought about it, but there was someone with him. 20 gold. You don't have a roof. You don't even have a bed. And you demand 20 gold from me? Yeah, I mean, if he had killed all of us, then I could understand why he did it, but otherwise, that's just strange. Well, you're all a bunch of assholes then. As the girl in It says, "Why is it so mean?" Stop that, Foamy. So anyway, welcome to the second tower dungeon. By the way, there's no real reason why I switched from one capsule monster to the other. I just felt like doing it. Also, when I looked up the guide for the color puzzles in Step on the Switch, when I looked at the guide for the color puzzles in the sword dungeon last time, I looked a little bit ahead to this dungeon. And while I have an overall idea what's going on, I am not entirely positive about this dungeon. I don't fully remember everything about it and all. However, I do know that we are getting the hook shot in, or the hook, in this dungeon finally. That's about it, what I remember of it. Also, I think this is the first dungeon where the healing pods and the save point are far from each other and not that close to the end of the dungeon. And yes, you have to walk on all the black tiles or the door won't open. It's a bit annoying. Hooray! By the way, according to the guide, the boss battle in this area is a hopeless one, By the way, here's the elevator. But I read that with the right equipment and some luck, you can defeat him. But as I said, it requires the right equipment and a good chunk of luck. Is level 30-31 decent for this boss battle? I don't know, and I'm not entirely sure if it is. What I can tell you is that this is not the hopeless boss battle that is the reason why I went for quadruple experience. It was a different one, but this is the first hopeless boss battle, which is a lot more difficult the way I understood it. But the reward is a sword for Guy, which is apparently so good that I wouldn't have to update it for quite some time, which is very nice. So I will attempt to fight this hopeless boss battle, even if this means stopping the recording and probably doing some off-screen grinding and then recording the boss battle. Now they said something about vampire rocks, bat rocks, something like that as part of the equipment. But I don't think I have those. So maybe they're dropped in this dungeon. I forget. But it's definitely worth a shot. But the boss battle I was thinking of is after I think three dungeons after this one. I remember this one is something like this, I think. Not the bomb, the hook. And that was wrong, because it got me off on the wrong side. I think, as I said, I haven't really checked out this dungeon. Oh yes, now I remember what I did earlier. Or, well, earlier in the form of I have tried recording this dungeon earlier, but I thought there were too many mistakes, and I lost my train of thoughts too many times, so I restarted the recording. Oh, this one. Actually, I forget. Can I defeat this monster? Okay, it was this, and... I was off by one. The furthest one? Hooray! I really... or... maybe you could defeat the enemy, but it would just respawn until you finish this puzzle. But anyway, we have the key for this dungeon. Was there anything on the last two floors? I do not think so. But we can go down just to make sure. Ah, there's a bombable wall there. Eagle Rock, that was the one that the guide was talking about. I think. Lets you do eagle attacks. I quite frankly have forgotten what the eagle attack was, but it gave Guy like 20-ish points in agility. Ugh, I got myself caught. Fine if I have to. Oink. Maybe it's a Christopher Walken orc. Still no level up. Ugh. Here you can see where the problem with the quadruple experience can eventually come in. Okay, then let's just check the second floor before going back up. A speed potion. Very nice. The girls are already pretty speedy. Where is it? There. Agility is 87, 53. Become faster, Guy. Anyway, up to the 5th floor we go again. Did I go left or right? I think this way. Yes. And we are at the final boss. I'm gonna stop recording, plunk a save state, I'm gonna attempt the boss battle with recording. If I can't do it, it's time for off-screen grinding. Be right back. This is Gades. He doesn't really have a real weakness. So the only thing I can do is hope for the best. And I actually had to go back and not just grind a little, but I also had to go back to the treasure sword shrine because I missed out on the mind ring, which is the only way to get the stronger, the second healing spell, legitimately at this point until I can actually buy it in a later city, which I forget where it is. I don't know when I get to Eileen. Well, that took some away. Even if it didn't help her. did it! For the record, this fight cost me 25-ish minutes, let's say 24, 30-ish, with the scene beforehand. Now hear the best sound in the world. Yes, unfortunately, Tia died during the fight, and I have the Gades sword. That makes me so happy. Yeah, unfortunately, that has to happen. Anyway, yes, Tia died, unfortunately, and while I was absolutely okay with using 2 miracles in that battle, once to resurrect Tyr and the other to resurrect Maxim, because I don't remember the item for reawakening or resurrecting an enemy, ally. And I don't have the spell for it yet. Boy, Tia must feel like the odd man out. Anyway, considering that battle took me like 24-ish minutes, I had decided that if it took more than 20 minutes, I was gonna cut out majority of it. Which I did. I'm telling myself I'm probably gonna leave in 1 or 2 last... the last few rounds before I win. Just so you can see what it overall actually consists of, the fight. Basically, a lot of healing and some shitty ass defense and attack on my point. Wow, from 253 to 382. That's over 100. Awesome. I'm gonna keep this. But I am gonna put the Scimitar on. Well, Ceylon caught up very nicely. Okay, she is still weaker than Maxim, but that's pretty much what you expect. Why am I doing this? I can just use escape. I could also warp, which I guess I am going to do. Now let us tell the king about the sad, sad news that is Gordovan. Also, I have to remind myself to continue recording this, although I'm at the 30-minute mark right now, which is usually where I keep my episodes, except for 1 or 2 where I kind of forgot that I had already part of the episode recorded. No! But I just got the goddess sword. So wait, if you're sure that she's your sister who won't give up so easily and your girlfriend is there, why do you have to leave? It's like saying, I'm going back although I know that she's gonna be fine. That's kind of silly. We beat him! Then again, he did use that red lightning on us. Tia must really feel like the odd man out. Let's talk to the maid again. I will. She is my favorite female character, though. Then again, as I told my husband, since Tia and Celan are pretty much the only two female party members, it's kind of easy to get a favorite. Yeah, telling the kid that your job gets more difficult because she cries is not a very good idea. It makes them feel pressured. Anyway, off to Gordovan again. Oh man, my neck and shoulders are so stiff. I guess 2 years after being finished with cosmetician school will do that to you. My neck isn't used to the lack of massages. Then again, halfway through the school year, I opted to give massages rather than get them. It's a problem when having issues with body contact. Yes, okay, you can eat my Francisca. And you can have the chain later, when Celan has a new weapon. I think these were either difficult or like the red cubes that give you a ton of or some decent experience as long as you kill them before they run away. I don't remember. I forgot they can call companions. By the way, a highlight from the Gades fight that I probably cut out is the part where I was in the IP menu and I was shocked to find that the mind drain had disappeared, meaning that I didn't have access to the stronger spell, the only way to have it at this point. Until I realized that I was in Guy's IP menu and not in Celan's. Which was a bit embarrassing, stupid of me. On to the town of Merix. Actually, I forget what the origin of the Sinistras was. I think it's just aliens. So your name is Eugene? I thought Eugene was a boy's name. Oh, look at all that money I have. Not very helpful, but it's worth something. I'm sure Tia would be very unpleased to hear that. I forget how long the first part of the episode took me of the dungeon, but I think about 10-15 minutes. And I'm about 16 minutes in with cutting the battle out, so I'm guessing I'm gonna stop this episode here, and we'll go to the North Cave in the next video. So, I'll see you then!